The Bleacher Report app is your destination for sports. Right now, the NBA's heating up, March Madness is here, and MLB is almost back. Every day there's a new headline, a new highlight, a new moment you've got to see for yourself. That's why I stay locked in with the Bleacher Report app. For me, it's about staying connected to my sports. I can follow the teams I care about, get real-time scores, breaking news, and highlights all in one place. Download the Bleacher Report app today so you never miss a moment.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/zip. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ziprecruiter.com/zip. That's ziprecruiter.com/zip. ziprecruiter.com/zip.
Welcome to the Backpacking Blisters podcast. We are tips and tales with a sense of humor. With me today is a man who uses maple syrup as his electrolyte drink, Jesse Manti. How's it going?
That's the way we do it up here in Canada. With me today is a man who comes from a nation who will leave no man behind unless it's in all of their trade agreements. Carl Mandrioli.
I think the word agreement is flexible, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Treaties, allies, walk out on them.
Yeah, I can't claim responsibility for that one, but fair dig right there. All right, so we've got, this is a Jesse episode I'm going to call this. This is kind of spawned from his idea. Stop bringing these pieces of gear you never use. Things that just like they're in your backpack. They're taking up space. A lot of them, at least on my list, like some of them are like really heavy and like they're just there at the end of the trip. You have them using the whole time. Dead weight.
Yeah.
Dead weight.
I feel like these could be controversial. These are the things that like you might hate having to bring that you've always told yourself you have to bring it, but like, do you really?
Yeah, I think they can be controversial if they're bad answers. Are yours bad answers?
I think most of yours probably will be bad answers, so they'll be controversial.
We're going to find out.
Yours will be probably something like, leave your friends behind. Actually, that would be my answer. That's what I would say, actually. Yeah, I'm a solo backpacker. Yeah. Man, I have to bring these people? Wait, no, I don't. Solo backpacking. Was a group of 5, but now it's group of 1.
I have an episode that I want to do with you, something to the effect of like why solo backpacking stinks, and then you can tell me why I'm wrong. And I've got all these answers.
Or I could tell you why solo backpacking does stink, because there are aspects of it that stink.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there's some give and take. All right, so we got that, and then I got a strange thing at the end of the episode. It's a strange bathroom idea from somebody who commented on one of our shows on YouTube.
I remember this comment.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
Doing backpacking stuff for years and years, like as a podcast, but then also as a backpacker, you see a lot of strange ideas out there. This one's new, though. This one's brand new, so we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Bible verse of the episode, Proverbs 22:7. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is the slave of the lender. So, Jesse, if backpackers become slaves to the gear.
Is that what that verse is talking about? I thought you were going with mooching. But do backpackers become slaves to their gear? No, because they chose to bring it.
Yeah, but they're always, it's like a constant, I mean, I've even seen videos on this where it's like, our company's bound by the always having to come up with something new issue because people are always like, what's next? What's the next thing? Innovate, right?
Yeah. Like the shoes you guys were talking about in the last episode. Why do companies always change good shoes? Because it's like, well, they got to innovate.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're slaves to it because like in the end, like we're the ones choosing to go backpacking. Like we want to go backpacking. There are just certain things that you know, I think better verse would be like lay aside those things that so easily ensnare you. There are things in our backpack that could ensnare a backpacker that you think you have to bring.
Yeah, maybe you should be in charge of the verse next time, Jesse. I'm going to put you in charge. You're taking the next one. Well, I'm thinking of more like in terms of like things. So they're in your pack, and you feel like you have to have them in your pack, either because somebody told you or because it's kind of like your warm blanket and makes you feel better just for having them with you. And so I feel like in some cases people can be slaves to that.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. Like I said, I think that's exactly it. It's the ensnarement, the trap of the brain that says, I gotta bring this. Do you really?
Well, we'll get to it. This episode is brought to you by Enlightened Equipment, the company that's not going to make this rejected gear list. Their ultralight gear is something you should bring if you want to lighten your load. Check them out at enlightenedequipment.com. The big idea here is, why are we packing items we think we need or maybe even required to bring but we simply don't use? What are the scenarios here?
Yeah, I think
like big picture.
Big picture. I think there's a lot of things that, like you said, these are either like kind of a safety net, maybe some sort of like comfort item, or like we might, if we encounter this situation, we might need this item. And so you justify all the reasons for bringing it. And then the reality is those situations don't often come, or you don't really need it.
Mine are, safety is definitely an issue for sure. And then I think a lot of it is, you have some tools and things that you should know how to use, but maybe don't, but feel like you have to have along with you anyway. So
some of these might be things like a little bit of ignorance or naivety of like people who have you've always been told it has to be a certain way, or you've always done it a certain way and no one's ever told you. Maybe you don't.
And we did an episode on that last year called 10 Lies the Backpacking Baby Boomers Told You. And so we hit on some of those. Maybe those will pop up again. So, all right. You want to go first or you want to go second?
Oh, I'd love to go first. I think this one's controversial, and I'm going to go like extreme first to make the point. But I think that what you can leave behind is this bad boy. This is fuel. Fuel. You can leave your fuel behind. Stop bringing your fuel. Now, I'm not saying bringing all your fuel, but most people bring one of these bad boys, and this is still too much.
Okay, so
too much fuel.
Okay, just to clarify, so you were holding a large canister, then you went to a medium, and now you're saying bring a small canister.
So I'm saying don't bring a large one. I have actually seen people on trail, Carl, with one of these. I've actually seen multiple people with them. They're usually in a group, and so they think that because they've got a group size, they really need something this big. Right. How many times have you brought a large size fuel canister on a group trip?
I mean, the only time I do it is if it's going to be an easy trip and I'm trying to like get through it. It's like a partial, and I don't like care about weight as much. But I've seen it a couple times. I don't know if I've seen it a lot, though. You've seen it a lot?
I haven't seen it a lot. I've seen it a couple times, but it's a huge mistake. But I do see people using these fuel canisters. This is a small one. This is a medium.
Right.
A medium is not even what a solo backpacker needs. Now, if you're in a group, you might be able to justify this. You still don't need one of these. But most backpackers, all you need is the smallest size. Even like I'd use this up to a week solo, and it lasts me. You don't.
Use a Jetboil, probably, right?
It was not a Jetboil. If I was a Jetboil, I'd probably need one of these. Double my weight too.
Opposite is true.
But I might as well add more weight if I'm going to add a heavier kit. But yeah, so fuel. Leave your fuel behind. This is something that everyone thinks they need more of.
Wait, not all your fuel. Just leave the big canister behind, right?
Leave a good chunk of your fuel behind, almost half of your fuel, because you don't need it. Go smaller and you're good. Yeah, I'm not saying leave all your fuel behind. I'm saying
leave it. Okay, so what I'm imagining you say is, you know how they have the flip fuel canister thing where you're trying to like refill with some of your partial canisters. You're saying the opposite of that. You're saying take the flip fuel, suck the fuel out of your canister because you don't even need all of that what you got right there, and only bring a partial.
Yeah, no, I mean, not really. Don't waste your fuel. I'm not saying waste your fuel, but I'm saying when you're going to the store and you have these two options in front of you and you're like, oh, I might need this much fuel. No, just get the small one. Always get the small one. That's all you ever need. Yeah. And if you see the big one, you're like, oh, I'm going with 3 people though. I might need the big one. No, you probably just need a small one still. You're going for a weekend. Even with 3 people, this will be enough.
That's hilarious. All right. Yeah, the big one definitely. I can't think of a backpacking scenario unless you're taking a very large group for a very long time. That's the only time, and you have like one stove with you or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I like that one. I will say the medium canister, I will bring that 4 or more people. Typically 4 or 5 people can use that over a 4-day backpacking trip. and that's a good size for that.
That being said, I was saved by somebody who like brought one of these when they didn't need to. Not a good reason to bring one of them, Carl. But I went on my first on my through hike, and on my first leg of the journey, literally the first night out there, first 7 days without a resupply, I forgot my fuel, and I had no fuel on the trail. And I got to the first camp, and there was a family that was just finishing a weekend trip. And each of them, all 5 of them, brought one of these.
Wow.
So they had like 3 full ones unused that they were hiking out with. So the first section of the trail, I had to bring this, and I used it for 7 days, and it was still like half full, and used it some more. And
that was on the Great Divide Trail, right?
Great Divide Trail, yeah.
Okay. Scenario: so you're on the Great Divide Trail. Same thing happens, but you're on a different section of the trail. Let's say one a little bit further on down, and you get to this lake, beautiful lake. I don't have this fuel canister, and you encounter the serial killer family. Would you ask them?
Oh, you're going a different way than I thought you were going to. Would I ask them? Well, yeah, you saw what I did. I walked right up to them.
You're like, I can talk to anybody in the world. I don't care if they have evil in their hearts.
So when was the last time you guys killed somebody? It looks like it must have been yesterday. Do you guys have some extra fuel?
That encounter might undo some of my answers and your answers, by the way, as far as what we could leave behind. Anyway.
That family was something else, man.
That'll stick with me for sure.
Backwoods, Alberta. That's what that was.
I mean, I've encountered a strange one that they didn't want to talk to us. I've encountered a strange group where they did want to talk to us, but you could tell something, like some funny business was going on there, where it was like, it just felt like a cult. And that was in the Wind River Range. And we skedaddled pretty fast after that one.
Yeah, this was the opposite. This was like, we do not want to talk to you. Get out of here. Yeah.
Which is weird for backpackers. Most backpackers want to say hi or whatever. But
yeah.
All right. First on my list is something that people definitely they may not overbring it in your neck of the woods, but they overbring it here. And that is bear spray.
Okay. You keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you're in grizzly territory, obviously bring the bear spray, but I think it was, 10, 15 years ago, started buying bear spray for black bear territory, and then specifically areas where the black bears were very skittish and like you don't even hear about encounters. So in my neck of the woods in the Rocky Mountains, like if you're bringing bear spray, it is overkill. You are not going to use it.
In Colorado?
Unless you want to use it as like personal protection.
That blows my mind. I mean, hey, I trust you. I would have assumed.
Rocky Mountain National Park has more of a bear issue because, it's just a very crowded national park. So I'm not talking about that. But even then, it's not grizzly bears. And I haven't heard of any bear attacks. And not that there hasn't been, but I haven't heard of any since I've lived here for 20 years. Chances are slim. So I say bear spray for grizzly territory or polar bear territory if you're going to the gates of the Arctic.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just like I don't think I could ever ditch it. Like, I don't, even if I was going to like the Appalachian Trail, like, I think I'd still bring it. Like, I could be going to, like the swamps of Florida, and I'd be like, might see a grizzly bear. You never know. Like, it's so ingrained in me culturally that, like, we're taught to bring it out winter, spring, summer, bring it, like,
winter
all the time. Yeah. Because, like, technically speaking, grizzlies do come out of hibernation occasionally. You might bump into one, and if you bump into one in the winter, they're really angry. And there's still cougars, like, all sorts of things. We just told, like, bring it all the time. So from, like, my perspective, like, I know that there are places where, like, the desert, like, what am I going to do? Spray a scorpion or like a snake? But I think subconsciously it's become like a safety. Anyways, yeah, you're right. So maybe I'm enslaved to the idea of it bringing bear spray.
Well, I mean, I know you go in your area where there's grizzlies, so it makes sense. But if you come down my neck of the woods, and
I've never backpacked in a place where there isn't grizzlies, which is fair. So it's like I said, that's where I'm coming from.
Okay. You need to get out more. Although where you go is pretty amazing, so maybe not.
I was going to say, you've been there. Would you say I need to leave? It's amazing.
It's pretty amazing. It's only like really nice for 1 month out of the year, but that's a different story. So.
That is true. That is true.
All right. What's next on your list?
Next thing on my list is one of those things. It's a small thing. It's not super heavy. And I think a lot of people bring it because it's like, well, it is small. And I bought it specifically for this. And it's a pack towel. It's a pack towel. They think, oh, I might need it if there's a lake or a river crossing, dry my feet off.
People love the pack towel.
I've used one once, and it was because I specifically planned to like go swimming in a specific lake. And even then, like I could have easily gotten away with just like rubbing my shirt on me and drying off or drying off in the sun. You don't really need one. And I do know some people who have like tents that have really bad condensation and they use it for that. And that might be a good reason to bring a pack towel. And fair.
Right,
But like,
right.
I like, then you just need like a small, tiny chamois, like that small, big chamois. You don't need a full pack towel. Like I've seen pack towels that are like, miniature towels that are full and wrap up.
Yeah, they can clean out your pot. And I think you hit on the main two is like condensation and then, kind of drying off after taking a swim. So you're saying not worth it. Not worth it.
Use your clothes. If it was raining, your clothes dry and dry out. So like just not worth it.
Okay.
How often do you, like I said, people bring this on every trip. If you know that you're like, I'm going to a place where there's a nice swimming pool it's got a great water slide and everything. It's really excellent. Hot tub, highly recommended. You're going someplace that has a great like swimming hole or a lake that you want to jump into. Then like, okay, sure, bring it for that trip. But every trip is overkill.
The other counter argument would be like, dude, these things weigh like a fraction of an ounce. They don't weigh hardly anything. And so is it really that big of a deal not to bring one of these?
They weigh more than you think. And hey, ounces make pounds and pounds equal pain.
Okay. All right. I've never brought a pack towel, so I'm with you on this one. And somehow I make it to the end of the trail most of the time. So
Exactly.
Right. Fair point. Next one I've got is the black bear canister, the black one. So that's like the old school one. That's the one that you can rent at trailheads, or sometimes they give it to you for free. They just want you to bring one. So there's like multiple issues with this. First of all, it's the heaviest one. And if you're going to a spot where you have to bring a bear canister, if you can't afford one, you got to bring it, obviously. But there's a lot better options. Bear Vault's coming out with a new one, should be out by now, and it's lighter and it stores better. And I think it's just a better option. That's what I would bring instead if I had to bring it into areas. But really, here's the main issue, is I see people get so comfortable or used to bringing them. They're like, I can use it as a chair, whatever they want to do. They just bring it when they don't have to bring it. They just have it with them, kind of like your bear spray. It's just like they just use it.
Yeah, I've seen people up here. You don't have to use bear canisters up in Canada. There's no regulation on it. And yet there's people who either come from the States or visiting or just people here in Canada who see people in the States using them, who will get them, and like you really don't need them up here. But
you got bear lockers too that are
bear
awesome,
lockers
right?
everywhere, and anywhere there's not a bear locker, there's a bear hang. Like I'd never, like there are so rare situations where you need a canister. But yeah,
I was being sarcastic about the bear lockers because wasn't it you that showed the video of the bear breaking into the bear lockers
yeah,
successfully?
that's true. Okay, but that is insane. That is like one situation which is wild that this bear has figured out how to open up a bear locker. But yeah, that I guess it can happen.
I mean, and they can break. Like there was a bear in Yosemite that would like knock the canisters off the cliff. We actually had a Yosemite ranger on who's like, that's not correct. I'm like, no, I've heard of this legendary bear that knocks him off and breaks him and then goes and eats the food. He's like, that's wrong. And then he like apologized. Somebody like followed me. He's like, I looked in more into it, and apparently there is a bear that does that. But you're right, it's like a one-off, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So. No, unless you have to, unless it's a regulation, and like you said, specifically the black ones. If you're gonna have to bring one, get as light.
I was gonna try to like do this like science experiment where I was gonna drill holes into the black one. Make it so that like it wasn't compromising the integrity of the storage, to see how much weight I could shave with like the plastic pieces being removed. What do you think about that?
I actually love the idea, but like forget about integrity. Make it as unsafe as possible. Just like as long as it's physically still in the shape. Yeah. So if when like a warden asks you and you like pull it out, park ranger, and you're like, I have one. It's here. They're like, it's like literally a strainer, and you're like, I have one. You can't say no.
Now I gotta do that this summer. So I think that. So here's what happens. Here's how it typically goes down: is the ranger's like, hey, do you have a bear canister? You're like, yeah. You want me to show you? They're like, no, it's fine because like if you said you have one, we believe you. I'd be like, no. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna yank it out, and you're gonna react. By the way, can I film this encounter?
Oh, that'd be so great. Yeah. I mean, the truth is, you don't even have to go that far. You could just say, yeah, I do have one. And they're not going to be like, wait, does it have a bunch of drill marks in it? Have you compromised its integrity? Show it to me. You could just get one, and you could get like a pill bottle, and you could just label it bear canister.
Yeah.
And then when they ask you, like, do you have a bear canister? You'd be like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
It's right here. It's called the bear canister.
And they would say, what are you, in high school? Like, what's going on here?
And then you'd get blacklisted.
That's right. That's how you get blacklisted.
Yeah, I don't take bear canister super serious, and I live in a place where there's tons of grizzlies, so that tells you that it's just...
But that's not the same thing. Like, I mean, bear canisters could also be for critters and other things like that, and it's all about the conditioning of the bear. Is the bear conditioned to go try to take your food like they are in the Sierras? And so it just depends on the area.
Yeah, well, that's fair. Hey, like I said, there are certain places where it makes sense. Most places, it doesn't.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your next one?
This is something that I have long ago left behind, and I'm an advocate that everyone should leave it behind, and yet everyone brings it. And I believe that you guys used to bring it, and you just told me just recently you stopped bringing it. But you used to be enslaved to this piece of gear, Carl.
Okay.
Do you know what it is?
Is it paracord?
It is not paracord. It is a pack cover. It is a pack cover for the outside of your backpack.
Right.
Everyone always brings these. These are just, to me, waste of space, waste of time, waste of energy. They're not very effective at actually keeping your pack dry unless it's a drizzle. In which case, hopefully any backpack you have is at least somewhat water resistant in a drizzle. So it's really just a waste. You should have a pack liner. Have a pack liner, get a nylon leg, or pack your gear in such a way so that it's going to stay dry in your backpack unless it's downpour. This is one of those pieces of gear. Sure, is it going to take up a ton of space in your backpack? No. But you should leave it at home.
That's a good one. Hard to argue with that one. I've got I don't even know what to do with them. I've got a bunch of these extra pack covers, and they're not cheap. Like the Osprey ones specifically, like they run like $50 now. So maybe I should try selling them on eBay. But
who wants to buy that?
People, well, they're obviously still selling them, and they're increasing the price. So apparently the demand's there. But that's a good one. My category for this next one is backups. People that are bringing backups of things. I don't know. There's typically, so you got, I don't know, you might have some stormproof matches. You might have a Bic lighter. If you're going to like ferro rod level, I think that's overkill. I think if you have multiple cutting tools, multiple knives, you get knives and scissors, overkill. And paracord, I used to just think and bring paracord like for decades. And I was like, this can fix a broken shoelace. We even did an episode, 20 different uses for paracord. I'm going to use it to hang barefoot. I'm going to use it, whatever. And then we just would, I don't know, we just would never use it. So with one exception, I think backups upon backups can be overkill. The one exception I'll say is you probably want to bring, especially for the trip leader, you probably want to bring a backup spoon, because typically one person has either forgotten their spoon or they fake lost their spoon. Like they didn't really lose it. It's in their pack somewhere, but they tell you they've lost it and you don't want to go through their pack. So
you bring a backup spoon before you bring up any backup fire lighting material?
Yeah. What's more annoying?
I guess does your fuel canister, does the Jetboils have like a little piezo ignition?
I don't always use Jetboil. Come on now.
No, yeah, you do. Yeah, that's all you are. You're just a shill for that's what people think. This is sponsored by EI. It's actually sponsored by Jetboil.
We just did an episode about the top 10 most overpacked items, and Jetboil was on the list. So take that.
The deep state of Jetboil owns this podcast. That's my theory. I'm done.
Probably.
Can't convince me otherwise.
I don't always bring the extra spoon. I just think I should start doing that. And I typically go into groups. There's usually multiple fire starting sources. So if you just feel like you want to be like the ferro rod person,
that's
for
true,
example,
in a group,
then I think that's overkill.
So for years, I had brought paracord, a compass, and a repair kit, and I just swore by bringing all of those things because you never know. And I have never. Well, that's not true. I did use it on the GDT. I used it on my through hike. Actually, I used a lot on the through hike. I'm talking myself out of it.
Self-reflective Jesse right here. He's like,
on the first couple of days,
maybe I did use those.
But generally speaking, you really don't need this. And I had patches. I had 3 patches for sleeping pads. I don't know. Have you ever met somebody who's actually patched their sleeping pad on the trail and it lasted?
I mean, through hikers do that, but that's. Yeah. Yes. So the short answer is yes. I think Dixie said she did that. She actually had a video of her doing that. I don't know how long it lasted, but typically you're right. I wait until the end to patch mine, and so you don't have to have it on with you. But the compass thing you mentioned, that made my honorable mention list, and I had a special note that says if you're bringing a compass and you already have like a map and maybe some sort of an app, especially if you're Gen Z, you probably don't even know how to use a compass. Let's be honest.
Yeah, let's be real.
Yeah. Let's pick on Gen Z.
No. Yeah, Gen Z. Gen Alpha. Gen Alpha doesn't even know what a compass is.
Does Gen Z even know what a contour line is?
Probably not. Probably not. They're probably no.
They're like, that's the trail.
No,
it's not.
Is that the way I'm supposed to go? I guess I have to walk all of these all the way up and down.
Parallels.
There's a lot of parallels. I had an honorable mention as well, which is the bidet.
What?
And here's why. Because I actually know a few people, myself included, who bought one because they're like, oh, I really want to try this. I want to give.
Because Justin told you to buy
Yeah,
one.
exactly. Justin told us all to buy a bidet. And let's be real, we all went out and bought a bidet and none of us actually use it. Okay, none of us actually use it. Justin uses it. Nobody else does. Leave it at home. You don't need it. You're never going to feel adventurous out on the trail where you're like, oh, let's give this a try. Just leave it at home.
Yeah, I've used it. I didn't personally like it, but I've tried it. And don't worry, we got more bathroom talk later coming up with that YouTube comment.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But my other honorable mention is this is one that used to be more of an issue. I don't think this is as much of an issue anymore. I haven't seen as many of the multi-tools out there. I see more like individual knives and other things, but not the multi-tools. So I think just if you're still hanging on to that thought, it's time to let it go. Yeah.
Let it go. Yeah, no, I agree. Knives in general, like other than like a blade, like a small blade for repairs or patches or a medical situation in your first aid, people would bring any kind of knife unless it's your hobby and it's your luxury item and you're going to be whittling away. But you don't need a knife. You never need a knife. Or a gun, for that matter. Come at me. You don't need a gun. Just throwing it out there.
We've mentioned guns on the show. Yeah, I think the gun is the 5-pound extra piece of weight. So,
oh man,
I said 6. I think we covered like 8 or 9 there, my friend.
Yeah.
But all right, what do we miss? What are some things that you see people bringing gear that they bring? They feel good about bringing. It makes them feel comforted, but at the end of the trip, they just never end up using it. So let us know what we missed. All right, so we've got the backpacking support line and the weird bathroom story coming up right after this.
The Bleacher Report app is your destination for sports. Right now, the NBA's heating up, March Madness is here, and MLB is almost back. Every day there's a new headline, a new highlight, a new moment you've got to see for yourself. That's why I stay locked in with the Bleacher Report app. For me, it's about staying connected to my sports. I can follow the teams I care about, get real-time scores, breaking news, and highlights all in one place. Download the Bleacher Report app today so you never miss a moment.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/zip. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ziprecruiter.com/zip. That's ziprecruiter.com/zip. ziprecruiter.com/zip.
The Backpacking Support Line is brought to you by Magnet Designs. Check out their Bend Alpha sleeping bag liner that also works for quilts. You can add it to your bag or quilt to increase the warmth rating without having to buy a whole new setup. It can also be used by itself if you're going on hotter summer trips or if you just want to take a daytime nap. At 700 ounces, the Bend Alpha can be a versatile piece that you can add to your gear collection. Check it out by Googling magnetdesigns.com. All right, Backpacking Support Line. You ready?
I'm ready. Hit me. What do they got?
Okay.
When you're having trouble on the trail, call the Backpacking Magazine Support Line.
All right, so this is from Tupperware Mike. How do you have that awkward conversation with someone hiking along with you that you need some alone time because you are secretly struggling up the climb and they are way more fitter than you and you don't want them to know?
First of all, I feel like this is personal. I feel like this is Tupperware's Mike's way of having this conversation with me based on the last time that we hiked.
With you?
And I was walking with him, and he was like, "Listen, I don't want you walking with me. I'm done. Like, I'm just gonna go up."
I thought it was for me.
Yeah, maybe it was for both of us at different times. He's just having this conversation with both of us. Well, here we go. Tupperware Mike. The answer is, have you ever heard of something called the altitudes? Altitudes. The answer is really simple. You just flatulate plenty of times. You don't need to have the conversation. You just need to get in front of the person, at least for a couple of steps, let one rip, and they will leave you alone. You don't have to have conversation. They don't need to be offended. You don't need to bring it up on a podcast 3 years later. You just need to let it go around them. They'll leave you alone.
Just say, why don't you go ahead? I'll catch up later. Super simple. Have a nice day.
Thanks for calling the support line.
This is crazy. I feel like that one was crazy because I don't know. It's like you just, as a trip leader, you just never know what the person wants. Do they want to be left alone to kind of trudge along at their own pace, or is that going to make them feel abandoned? You don't really know. It's kind of like maybe even Tupperware Mike's this person where, you know, they're like, I don't need your help. I don't need you to walk next to me. And then you leave them. They're like, you left me. I could have died out there.
I feel like I remember him actually telling me a couple of times, like, it's okay. You go on. I'm fine. But then, yeah, you also start to feel bad. Like, I don't want this person just to be like walking. I don't want them feel abandoned. So like
Right.
you go and you check in. It's like, I'm fine. Just keep going on. But like, it can also feel like, and maybe that's how some people perceive it, as pity. It's like, I'm pitying you. Well, it's like,
Yeah.
it's not. I'm not pitying you. I'm trying to help support.
Kind of, but there's also the like passive aggressive. If I just let them hike at their own pace and nobody's keeping an eye on them, they're going to sit down and they're going to stay sitting down, and we're going to end up waiting 10 times longer as a result. So it's more of like an accountability thing.
And I guess that's how your brain works. That's probably not how most people's brains works, Carl, but you know.
You'd be surprised. All right. Okay. I think it's time for this story here. So we've got, this is by Grant, a comment from YouTube. All right. Here's what he said. He says, I don't even remember like what was this episode about? Like, why were we talking about going to the bathroom? Was this you in the toilet paper? I think it was you in the toilet paper.
Yeah, leave your toilet paper at home. That was something I almost forgot that I had mentioned that, and almost brought that up in this episode. Leave your toilet paper at home. But then I realized we talked about that last
Yeah.
time.
Well, why did you say that? What was your scenario?
People bring too
overpacking
much.
toilet
Yeah,
paper.
overpacking toilet paper. They bring a full roll when they only probably need half.
It was like rookie mistakes, right?
Yeah, rookie mistakes. They bring too much toilet paper. Fears, rookie mistakes. That's what it was. And so then he said,
there's also the backpacking laws one where you started talking about like
burying
packing out your toilet paper when you're supposed to.
That's true. We talked
Might
about
have been that too. And what's funny is like I called your answer soft on that one, and then you started making fun of my answer about leave no trace, and you're like, Carl's calling leave no trace a scam. And so I thought, based on that reaction, I was like, oh, people are going to give me all sorts of feedback, and they're going to ignore your lame answer. The opposite happened. People were all in on the toilet paper, right?
But I don't feel like they were giving me flack. I feel like they were all in on like sharing their own different like toilet paper and bathroom. Like they just wanted to talk about, it was like, oh, Carl's dissing leave no trace. Who cares? But let's talk about toilet paper.
Yeah, let's have a heart-to-heart about that on YouTube comments.
So not so soft an answer, is it, Carl? As soft as
and
Charmin toilet paper.
Yeah, inspired a generation of folks to, I don't know, to pack out their toilet paper maybe. All right, well here's Grant's response. I carry a flat piece of biodegradable paper grocery bag as a target for unexpected time-sensitive pooping. So maybe this is in reference to like digging your hole the night before, which I think you mentioned.
Yeah.
I can dig the cat hole immediately afterwards as needed, use the paper bag to drag the poop to the adjacent cat hole. When burying the toilet paper is appropriate, this method also ensures it is deep at the bottom of the cat hole and not shallow on top. Here's where it gets good. When packing out the toilet paper, the paper target gets packed out as well. So he just wraps it up with the toilet paper. So what do you think about this? You're still laughing.
I feel like the details are just so graphic and like give you such an image. I feel like I feel like this is the backpacking equivalent, or could lead to the backpacking equivalent of like, that like prank that kids would do of like putting dog poop in a bag and like letting it off fire
Correct.
on people's
I'm with you
porches.
on that one.
Yeah, this could like easily lead to something like somebody leaving a flaming target.
Flaming target. I've never heard of anybody doing this or even bringing a paper bag or even use the word target when talking about this. This is highly interesting. It sounds like he's trying to follow all the rules, so it's really hard to fault him on this. I just feel like and I don't know what his going to the bathroom situation is. Maybe he gets like surprise moments there. But if that works for you, Grant, go for it. I don't know that comment inspired anybody to follow along, though.
I do know some people who do something similar. It's just not the target situation where, like, I've had comments in the past of people who are like, oh, I never dig the hole first. I always go dig the hole beside and then use sticks to push things along. And this is essentially the same idea, except for you just got a nice little...
drag it in there.
Pull it right. I prefer to keep as hands off as possible. That's my feeling.
Well said. I'm with you on that one. All right. Either way, Grant, we appreciate you and definitely provided some good entertainment there.
Yeah, great.
Okay, I got a couple reviews. So I meant to go over these with you last time, but we got 5-star great content. Let's see. Big fan of Derek's. Derek cracks me up.
The 5-star was probably for Derek too. Let's be real. Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah. Derek's good at getting.
Yeah,
either Derek or
sure.
Rocky. Those are the two guys. But he's been binge listening. All right, so well, thank you for. Yeah, we'll take what we can get. So thank you for that. And then so that was by AP 2022, and then this person's trying to encourage us to forget about the people complaining about our opening scripture. This person likes it. The content is great. The banter is kind of great. But overall, fantastic show. Hey, this is by TN and SEC. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Derek's terrible trivia questions, and I can't fix those. I'm sorry.
No one can. Even Derek can't. You can't. No one can. We just bear with him. That's it. But he gives us 5-star reviews, so we bear with him.
Litton13 updated his review from a while back because he just wanted to encourage us about the Bible passages, so I appreciate that. Still 5 stars. Coco likes Coco. I love these goofballs. We got a lot of reviews in the last month, so really appreciate that. Any of you folks here, please reach out. Oh, we got a 2-star, says unneeded content. They don't like the Bible verse, so there you go. Anyway, everybody that left a 5-star, please reach out. We got a limited edition backpacking blister sticker coming your way. Just send me your address. What are you going to say, Jesse?
I just like the unnecessary. I think 2 stars is like the worst kind of insult when you're getting a review. Like 1 star is not, let's be real. Nobody really pays attention to 1 stars, but when you give something a 2 star, it's like, it's actually mediocre. So like that one hurts. That one hurts, Carl.
They just didn't like the Bible verse, but that's part of our show. Okay. So I think we hit on a lot of stuff. Bears came up quite a bit. So Jesse, what do they do at a teddy bear factory?
Make teddy bears, Carl.
You're supposed to say, I don't know, and then I have like the really cool quip.
I don't know.
Stuff. Have a good week and God bless.
The Bleacher Report app is your destination for sports. Right now, the NBA's heating up, March Madness is here, and MLB is almost back. Every day there's a new headline, a new highlight, a new moment you've got to see for yourself. That's why I stay locked in with the Bleacher Report app. For me, it's about staying connected to my sports. I can follow the teams I care about, get real-time scores, breaking news, and highlights all in one place. Download the Bleacher Report app today so you never miss a moment.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/zip. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. That's ZipRecruiter.com/zip. ZipRecruiter.com/zip.